FBN Capital, which is the investment banking and asset management arm of Nigeria's first bank, is hosting an investor conference in Lagos, Nigeria. The theme, from bricks to brinks, a real conversion. The event brings together investors, market operators and regulators in Nigeria's capital markets and all of those who are involved in broadening the Nigerian economy. My colleague Wally from Herrera spoke to Arunma Oteh. She's the Director General of Nigeria's Securities and Exchange Commission.
I think it's an absolutely outstanding theme because there's no reason why Nigeria should not be in the same class as the BRICS. And so the BRICS sounds something that certainly we should aspire to because it is something that we should be. I mean, everyone talks about first and foremost that Nigeria is one of the fastest growing economies in the world today. And yet there is room for it to grow even faster if we do a number of things. The top one, of course, being infrastructure, and particularly address the challenges that we have with electricity. Some people say that it adds about 40% to the cost of doing business for businesses, particularly small and medium-scale enterprises in Nigeria. It affects education. I think children cannot read or learn as long as they could where you have power outages. Other infrastructure is key. There is an emphasis on transforming our port infrastructure. There is an emphasis on reforming the ports in general. There is emphasis on refocusing on railroads, particularly for hauling goods from one part of the country to the other. There is emphasis on renewing our road infrastructure. And as we tackle these infrastructure challenges, I do believe that we can truly realize the potential of Nigeria. Secondly, the key sectors of the economy that still need to be unlocked. The Ministry of Agriculture has outlined a very well appreciated transformation agenda for agriculture. It employs 70% of Nigerians. It comprises 40% of our GDP, yet it's not contributing as much in terms of export revenues. People have also indicated that the oil and gas sector, which today contributes 90% of our revenues, can do more. Of our export revenues can do more, that there's no reason why we shouldn't have a petrochemical industry in Nigeria. So we need to focus on value chains and the importance of not just being a primary good producer, but being able to add value here in Nigeria. The same story, I would say, in terms of telecommunications. I think it's been one of the fastest growing in terms of levels of subscription, but in terms of value-added services, there's still a lot to do. Recently, one of the banks launched mobile phone banking. I think there's an opportunity for much more to be done in that respect, so that we can deliver more through cellular phones, since I hear that we have 80 to 90 million subscribers in that respect. So there's a lot that we can do to further unlock the growth. There's a lot that the government is doing in terms of trying to encourage fiscal consolidation such that it's not a drag on our economy. Our debt levels are excellent today, but the coordinating minister of the economy wants to make sure that it continues to remain what it should be, and so has been encouraging ways in which we can make sure that we're a bit hawkish on debt, given some of the challenges we've seen in the developed world, particularly in Europe. So on the side of fiscal prudence, there's a lot that's being done. On the side of sectors of the economy where there are opportunities in every sector of the economy. So we need to unlock it, and infrastructure, in my view, is key to unlocking the potential of several sectors of the economy.
From bricks to brinks, where does the capital market sit in all of this?
One of the other areas that has been highlighted as a key problematic sector or issue for companies in Nigeria, other than infrastructure, is actually access to finance. We believe that our country has been much more focused on banking finance, and therefore we haven't taken full advantage of medium to long-term finance. The capital markets provides you medium to long-term finance, whether through the bond markets, which the state governments can use to help address some of the infrastructure that they need to build, or through the equity markets, where private companies can seek to list or seek to raise more money on the capital markets. We do have certainly sectors of the economy that are not represented today. A big one is telecommunications. I believe it makes great business sense for the large telecom companies who have done very well in Nigeria over the last few years to list. It enhances their brand. It creates empathy because Nigerians can feel that they participate in the success of these companies. But most importantly, it shows to the world that they're transparent companies, that they abide by good corporate governance principles, because when they're listed, they go through the rigor of the Nigerian Stock Exchange or ourselves, the Securities and Exchange Commission, being able to monitor that they're complying with good corporate governance. So I think it makes great business for telecom companies, for upstream oil and gas companies, for the privatization agenda of the power sector. I believe there are about 18 or 19 distribution and generation companies that will be privatized. It makes sense to have that privatization agenda also include listing some of the stock on the Nigerian Stock Exchange.